Hi everyone, welcome to Rike Sports. Today we're going to preview the upcoming cricket T20 series between South Africa and England, which gets underway this Friday in South Africa. Let's start by taking a look first at the ICC T20 rankings. We'll see that South Africa are in 5th place there at the moment. They've been going through a bit of a transition period, not been playing so well in recent times. They've had a change of captain, and they lost some world-class players in the likes of AB de Villiers and Hashim Amla. So not so good for them in recent times, the results. For England, they're up in 2nd place. They've been playing very well, winning many series, and as we know, they are the reigning 50 overs world champions as well, so doing really well. If we look at the head-to-heads, at the moment, South Africa lead that 9 games to 8, so they've got the upper hand there. In the most recent series, which was earlier this year in February, it was a very close series. England won that one 2-1. The first game was won by South Africa by just 1 run. Went down to the last ball, and same with the second game, it went down to the last ball as well, and that was won by just 2 runs by England this time. In the final game, both teams performed really well. South Africa posted a really good score of 222, which England managed to chase it down thanks to half centuries from Jonny Bairstow, Ian Morgan and Jos Buttler. So England won that one there. Both teams obviously have not played much cricket this year, as we know. For South Africa, they've not actually played at all since March this year, so that was a long time back. They played against Australia. They lost that series 2-1. And they suffered some heavy defeats in that series as well. They lost one of the games by 107 runs and the other by 97 runs. For England, their most recent series was against Australia in this format. They won that one 2-1. The first match was very close. Australia were actually in a position to win that. They should have gone on to win the match, but they had a bit of a batting collapse. England bowled really well and managed to sneak a 2-1 win there. Then after that, the second match was more comprehensive. England won quite comfortably. Jos Buttler got a really nice half century, 77 quick runs he got there. And England won that match comfortably. The final match was a dead rubber. Australia managed to win that one by 5 wickets. So, if we look at the recent times, England have been in a better form, as I was saying earlier, in recent times. The rankings show that, the results show that. The venues for this series will be played at 2 different locations. So the first and third match is going to be played in Cape Town, and the second match is going to be played in Pearl. In terms of the team news, both teams seem to be at full strength, no injuries there. For the predicted lineups, it's hard to predict South Africa's lineup. They've not played in so long, and when they did play back then, they were performing poorly, so they might be making some changes. So it's a difficult one, but I'm going for their lineup to be De Kock, Van der Dessen, Faf du Plessis, Bavuma, Miller, Klassen, Proteas, Rabada, Nkoki, Ngidi, and Shamsi. For England, it's a bit easier to predict their lineup. They've been performing really well in recent times, a settled team. They played not so long ago, just in September. So them, I think they'll keep Jos Buttler in the opening position. They might be contemplating dropping him down to the middle order. We saw during the IPL for Rajasthan, he started as an opener, then dropped down to the middle order. But he's performed so well for England as an opener. He's such a destructive player. You wouldn't want to really leave him in the middle order where he might not get many overs to bat. He might not bat at all. A player like him, you want him to be at the top and have as many overs as possible to bat. So I think they'll stick with Jos Buttler as the opener. With him, Jonny Bairstow, I think they'll stick with him too. Jason Roy is back now from injury. He wasn't available during the series against Australia, but Jonny Bairstow has been performing so well as an opener with Jos in recent times. So I think they'll keep them two as the openers. Then they've got to decide what to do with number 3. So as I was saying, Jason Roy is back. Joe Root's also in the squad. I mean, you had Tom Banton that was playing in the recent series as well. Tom Banton's more one for the future, I think, and the decision is going to probably come down between Roy and Root. I would go for Root. I think he adds something to the team that a lot of the other players don't have. He's a very good scorer, but he's good at manipulating the strike, keeps the scoreboard ticking, and not such a big hitter, but he does score at a really high rate, as we know, and he performed so well in the last World Cup for England as well. So, and also in the recent T20 Blast series in the English domestic competition, performed very well there, showed what a class player he is. So I would go for Root, but I think they're probably going to go for Roy. But let's just hope that Root does get a chance later on down the line to show what a great T20 player he is. Then after that, I think they'll go for Milan. Milan's performed so well. He's been given the chance during the summer. He took it. He got up to the #1 ranked player in the ICC T20 rankings. So really performed well whenever he's had a chance in the past and consistently gets runs in this format. So Milan will probably be in at 4. I think then after that we'll have Morgan, the captain. Then Stokes. Big plus for England that Stokes is back. He was injured during their last series against Australia. We know what a world-class player this guy is. Brilliant batsman, brilliant bowler, brilliant fielder. Makes the team much stronger when he's there. And then after that, Moeen Ali, Tom Curran, Jofra Archer, Adil Rashid and Mark Wood. Great lineup, and I think if you compare the two teams, England are far superior. If you look at the batting lineups, England have a real power-packed unit there. Great depth in their batting as well. South Africa have lost some of their world-class players in recent times, as we were saying, AB de Villiers and Hashim Amla, so their batting's become weaker. So England definitely hold the upper hand there. In the pace bowling department, it's a lot more closer. I'd say it's quite equal. South Africa has some really good pace bowlers, as do England. But in the spin department, I'd give the upper hand to England again. I think they're far superior. Moeen Ali and Adil Rashid have been performing so well in recent times. I think Rashid's one of the best bowlers in the world as well. So overall, you have to say England are the stronger team. South Africa have the advantage of being in home conditions, and we know the preparations for the tournament, this series, are a little bit different, as they're not getting, normally the touring team would come over and play some practice matches, get used to the local conditions a bit more. England have been playing some intra-squad matches instead. Have been getting some practice in, and a big thing for England as well is most of their players have been playing in the IPL. As we know, that's a very competitive tournament, high-class cricket, really good standard. Different conditions in the UAE to South Africa, but I think they're going to be match sharp. Many of the South African players were playing in that tournament, so I definitely give England the edge in this series. I'm predicting a 3-0 win for England. That's all from me. Please remember to subscribe, like and share. Thank you.